I've worked 55 homicides in 6 years. This case stands out because you don't know if you're going to be able to tell the family, I have the answers.
I'd like to see about reporting a missing person. I have her 2 children with me.
So she left the kids?
Yeah, this is not like her.
For those most affected by a homicide.
As a mother, every day, the goal is to get home to your kids.
The first 48 is just the beginning.
Looked like maybe some blood on the back seat.
Everything pointed to something very bad happened to Tammy Wedgeworth that night.
She had a family. She has children.
All I thought about was, I can't give up until he tells me where she is.
This is the story of the fight for justice.
The jury believed that he was so high that he didn't know what he was doing that would completely derail our trial.
It might possibly mitigate the sentence to outright acquittal.
In the weeks, months, and years.
For peace.
I'd like to see about reporting a missing person. It's my ex-daughter-in-law, and she left Saturday evening about 9:30, 10 o'clock. She went over to Mobile to visit somebody, and she wasn't back yesterday. I've called about 8 or 10 times. The phone's going to voicemail.
What's her name?
It's Tammy Wedgeworth, and I have her 2 children with me.
So she left the kids?
Yeah, this is not like her.
I will get an officer out to speak to you.
4 days later.
The missing person from Fairhope. She's been missing now for 5 days. As soon as she was reported missing, Fairhope PD got her cell phone history. It showed the phone died in Mobile. And so once they had that, they felt this was definitely something that Mobile police needed to investigate.
We hate that we brought this one across the bay to you.
Fairhope investigator Joshua Cryer and Sergeant David Hall will hand the case over to Barton.
Tammy Wedgeworth. She was reported on Monday.
44-year-old Tammy Battaglia Wedgeworth has been cleaning houses to make ends meet. She's a single mother of 3 sons, 2 under the age of 13.
As a homicide investigator, usually I know that there's a body. I know that there's going to be some sort of story to be told with the physical evidence, but you don't have that in a missing person.
And not knowing if she was dead or alive, it definitely motivates you to try to get her located so you can hopefully reunite her with her family.
And Monday, I talked to the father-in-law. He's like, is that a character? Friends say she was going to be 1 minute late. She would call. This is not right. She has no criminal history, no drug use, no mental health aspects to her life that seem out of place.
Investigator Cryer reached out to Miss Tammy's bank. The card had been utilized twice over in Mobile.
Here's a copy of the receipt.
Tammy's card was used at an adult entertainment store in Mobile the day after she went missing.
This is a copy of the video from NT Lingerie.
Okay.
The outside cameras showed Miss Tammy's vehicle pull up.
This female here does not appear to be Tammy.
The couple tries to use Tammy's credit card, but the clerk asks for ID.
You can tell he's digging for something, and then he comes in and he hands her the card.
They're driving around in Tammy's truck. They're using her credit card. I have to find out what their involvement is.
Using stills from the store's security video, Cryer compares the couple's faces to mugshots from an Alabama statewide database.
They first got us Amanda Miller's profile.
35-year-old Amanda Miller works at a gas station. She's a mother with a prior conviction for possession of a controlled substance.
They were actually able to go on Amanda's Facebook and identify the guy that she was with. He was wearing that same hat.
33-year-old Kenneth Colburn has prior convictions for assault, theft of property, and manufacture of a controlled substance.
He was able to then identify Kenneth's residence in Mobile area.
They then went back to the location, and in the driveway of that residence was the white pickup truck belonging to Tammy Wedgeworth that she was last seen in. So they detained Amanda and Kenneth for questioning.
Amanda and Kenneth are brought to Mobile Homicide.
I think we need to get Detective Johnson to do the search warrant on the residents in the truck from where we got Kenny and Amanda.
1 hour in.
We know that the truck and that address where the truck was found are all kind of connected to Kenneth. So we're trying to get all the information we can before we talk to Kenneth. Hopefully, Amanda is going to fill in some of the gaps.
What is Kenny in relationship to you?
I guess you call him my boyfriend.
Okay. For how long?
About a month.
Which vehicle was he drive?
Well, F-150.
Whose vehicle was that involved to?
Kenny said he had purchased it from somebody. He went out one night and come back, and I woke up the next morning.
You remember what night it was he went out?
It's around New Year's.
Do you remember going to a place, NT Lingerie?
Yes, sir.
We had such a clear understanding that she had used Tammy's credit card, and she probably knew that that was a crime. So we hit her with that right away.
What'd you buy there? That doesn't matter. We're grown-ups.
That's safe store.
How did you purchase that?
With the credit card. The one Kenneth had gave me.
All right. So, obviously, after y'all left that sex shop, you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you had just got finished using another female's card and stuff.
Yeah.
You could tell that she knew more than she was telling us.
Oh, but this is a lot bigger than a truck and a credit card. And I think you know that. I think deep down, maybe you've gotten some idea this is something different. So you need to be honest with me right now.
Kenneth Colburn was definitely considered a suspect at this point, along with Amanda. So we wanted to really get her to understand that she needed to tell the truth of what happened the night Tammy went missing.
We need to know if you, at any point, for any reason, met this woman that you had the idea.
No, sir. I've never met her.
What has he told you about that woman?
I've heard him talking to other people about a woman. He beat the woman up and took the truck.
Okay. The actual moment that you heard him starting to talk about this, you need to paint the picture for me.
It was a couple days later.
Okay.
At his house.
She says they were hanging out with one of Kenny's friends when Kenny started talking.
What did you hear him saying?
He said he beat the woman up pretty bad. Bloody. He left her side of the road and took her truck.
Does he say the woman's name?
No, sir.
And knowing all that from the jump, you, Amanda, are what? Cool with him just beating a woman up and then...
Scared.
Scared. Okay, I understand.
Because he put his hand on me before. Choking, because that's what he got me the other day.
She was afraid of Kenneth, and I could tell that she had her own past trauma that she clearly was dealing with.
Who else knows?
I know he talked to his mama and his stepdad.
All right, man, you're just going to have to sit tight with us.
Amanda told us that Kenneth beat up a woman. So there's a possibility maybe she's just really hurt somewhere. And there are two other people that might have vital information about what happened to Tammy. I got to go talk to those people now.
I want to ice him. Yeah, I think we need to all go out there and interview everybody that we can.
We're saving him for last. We want to build a really good case before we confront Kenneth Colburn.
Detectives decide to hold Kenny while they search for the other witnesses.
Well, parents shirt. And we probably need to find.
They look up Kenny's friend.
Chickasaw. That's got me, look.
And find his last known address.
You around me?
Yeah.
The team heads out to Kenny's parents' house.
Man. Are they doing the search warrant already?
Yeah. Perfect. It looked like maybe some blood on the back seat.
There has to be a reason for that blood to get there. And I believe that what occurred to Tammy to cause her to go missing happened inside that truck. Everything pointed to something very bad happened to Tammy Wedgeworth that night.
We definitely wanted to work with urgency. We wanted to try to locate her as soon as possible.
You in dispatch room?
3 hours into the investigation,
Detective Barton was attempting to sit down and talk with Kenny's parents and get more information about what happened.
Obviously, we're here for a reason.
Barton meets with Kenny's stepfather.
Tell me what Kenny told you regarding how he got that truck.
He communicates back and forth on the phone, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I finally called him out. I said, hey, what the hell are you pacing around here for like that? I said, what the guy said? What he said to me was, I killed somebody. I'm like, you what? I killed somebody and he was gone.
It was crazy to hear the stepdad say that so kind of like happenstance.
I read that he was just trying to boast something and I thought that was going to impress somebody or something.
Yeah.
I didn't take that much of his time. I said, Kenny, who are you supposed to kill? He said, some woman. I'm really starting to doubt, what he's telling me then. I said, how long do you know? He said, about a house. And I looked at him crazy, like he broke a third eye.
I realized the stepdad thought he was just talking like a crazy person. He said there were times where Kenneth would not be talking sanely.
Did he say how he did it?
He said he shot him.
This was new information because before that, we didn't know that there was a gun involved.
At this point, it's not just something that he said.
Oh my God.
Did he say where he was with her?
I think they were over.
The stepfather says Kenny told him he met the victim at a friend's house. The same friend detectives have identified.
All right.
We knew that there were more questions that needed to be answered, such as when did that happen? Where did that happen? And why did that happen?
We're knocking it down.
Yeah, it's coming along.
The only odd thing is that the stepdad's saying he confessed to shooting her. Unless Amanda's just lying. Here?
It's gotta be right.
Here.
8 hours in, detectives head to Kenny's friend's house in search of a lead on Tammy's whereabouts.
Mobile Police. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Is here?
Oh, it's not here.
All right. I'm going to write down my number. Tell him to give me a call because it is important we talk to him. All right? Appreciate it.
Back at headquarters.
I think I need some more information.
Before I talk to you, Kenny,
we need to get the truth from Amanda.
This we can interview her.
As a strategy point, we felt like it might be a good idea to put some new faces in front of Amanda and go in a different direction with her as far as the interview, just to see if she knew where Tammy was located.
We've been out talking to several other people, and some of the things that we've learned gives us the feeling that you're not being completely truthful. So spill whatever you haven't spilled and do it now.
I was not with Kenny tonight. I stayed at his parents and slept. He got back early in the morning. When he got back, he come inside and got me. And he had squirted water hose in the truck. There was a lot of blood inside the truck.
Front seat, back seat?
The whole front of the truck, there's blood everywhere. I asked him what had happened, and he told me that he had shot a woman
Okay.
to get the truck.
That further helps us paint a picture of, okay, this shooting happened in the vehicle most likely, which would have put Kenneth in the vehicle as well. And at that point, we thought that Kenneth is involved in the murder of Tammy.
Was her body in the truck?
No, sir.
The interview with Amanda was a turning point, but we didn't know what led to the shooting. And then, of course, where is Tammy?
Did he tell you where the body was?
No, sir.
Did he have a gun?
When he come back, yeah, he had a gun.
Handgun?
Yes, sir.
What'd he do with it?
He had took it, and he was gonna try to burn it. And I told him I can't burn a gun. So the next day, he sold it to some little white boy. I don't know his name.
I have a hard time believing you don't know where the body is.
There's a female that's dead because of your boyfriend. Right. Do you know if this girl had kids?
I don't know. I don't even know who's here.
I think it hit home for her to think about her own kids and what would somebody do for her? Would they do the right thing and find her body for her kids?
She does have kids. And they ain't heard from their mama in about 6 days.
Think about her kids. You can't do anything for this lady's kids. At least show her what her body is. What did he say to her out there?
He never said.
9 hours into the investigation,
If I knew where she was, I would tell y'all. I'm broke.
Anytime that we're interviewing an individual that is in a relationship with a suspect, there's always that thought that, okay, maybe this person may not give us everything that they know out of fear.
I think in the back of Amanda's mind is if Kenny ended up leaving this building, I may be the next victim.
All right. Wait 30 seconds.
I think that Amanda is just a victim of her own circumstances. Dealing with domestic violence, it doesn't excuse the fact that she used Tammy's credit card after she went missing, but at the end of the day, I believe that Amanda Miller did not have anything to do with Tammy's disappearance.
9 hours in, before detectives interview Kenny,
Hello, guys here.
his friend comes forward.
All right, my name is Nick. All right, and this is Jermaine.
We knew that Kenneth was at a friend's house and that's where Tammy was, but we didn't know why she was there. Was she there to meet Kenneth?
What do you want to say about why you're here?
I mean, I was with Story Rose.
Okay. Who's your homeboy?
Kenny Colbert.
What's this woman's name?
Tammy something. I met her on the Facebook date now.
Kenny's friend says he and Tammy started chatting online.
Shit, so just hit me up. Then his line was like, I can get away, I'm going out there.
Okay. So she comes to your house?
Yeah.
Who all's there?
Kenny's.
Kenny's friend helped us establish this is how Kenneth and Tammy came to be in contact with each other that night.
So she comes over, and then what?
When she come over, and we sat down on the couch for a second, and I wasn't feeling it. I was on the phone, went out the back door, and went over to the neighbors. She just wasn't what she looked like in pictures. She messed me up, and I didn't answer her back. But I never said nothing back to her for a while, and she finally messed me up, so I'm fixing to leave. But when she left, I didn't know Kenny was going with her.
So he apparently left with the Tammy chick?
Yeah.
Okay. Then when was the next time you saw Kenny or heard from him?
The next day, and he called me and said, don't be mad at me, Ron. And I stole that girl's truck.
Did you know what vehicle he was talking about?
No. I know she pulled up in a white truck. I don't know for a fact he done nothing. Well, I feel like he done, but he the bitch up.
Why do you feel that way?
Because he puts his hands on women.
Why would you leave Tammy with a friend that you know beat on women? Why put her in that danger?
Hang tight, man.
The friend helped us establish that Tammy left with Kenneth in her vehicle, and I believe Kenneth most likely killed Tammy.
When you don't have a body, it's hard to charge somebody with something.
We hope that Kenneth would tell us, number one, where she was, and then obviously we wanted to know from him what happened.
10 hours in.
Hey, man. No, I apologize. I know you've been in here for a little bit. Basically want to ask you some questions.
I got no problem helping them get to do the problem with that truck.
Cool.
And what are we talking about? What kind of truck?
It's I want to say it's like a 05, 06, Ford F-150.
Run me down how you got the truck.
I went to the gas station.
Kenny says that a friend wanted him to repair Tammy's truck.
There's no one in trouble. I had nothing to do with him.
Do you know whose name was on it?
It was Tommy or Tammy or something.
Suspects like to separate themselves from the murder, but when you confront them with facts, they have no choice but to at least attempt to tell the truth.
We've talked to Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked to your stepdad. That truck was owned by a woman named Tammy, and you met her the night of January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You were with Amanda while you were using the credit card. Years after, you can sit there and you can deny it, but the situation is way bigger. What I'm trying to get you to understand is it's not about the truck. It's not about the card. It's about the woman that is missing.
I never met the woman. I did not do nothing. All you got me on is I got a stolen vehicle.
The woman is missing, and we have to find her. We have to be able to give her family some understanding and closure, man. I just want to know where Tammy is. That's her name, Tammy is. That's her name. She had a family. She has children. My job is to give closure to Tammy's family because I can't live with myself if I can't tell her family I found her. So I'm just trying to pull out some sort of humanity in Kenneth to get justice for Tammy.
I can't explain to you, sir, what happened. I don't know. But that's why I'm telling you, I'm not about to say, yeah, I killed her.
But you do remember.
I don't remember doing that.
Amanda said you came back with that truck, okay? And there was blood inside that truck. She asked what you did. You said, I shot her.
That's enough to me.
Kenneth, it's not about convicting you. You have an opportunity to take back the power and at least help me find this woman. I pled with Kenneth, but it got to a point where I played all my cards. Right now, there's a possibility we won't locate Tammy's body. And all I thought about was, I can't give up until he tells me where she is.
Y'all let me kiss my mama goodbye. Kiss my two ladies goodbye. I'll show y'all the exactly what.
You serious?
Let me kiss them goodbye. Hold them goodbye.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
11 and a half hours into the investigation.
I don't know how that just happened. In all of my cases, I've never had anything where it just changed. Kenneth was finally willing to go somewhere deep down and tell me where Tammy is. Here's what we're gonna do. You take me to where you're at in your head right now, and you'll be able to have as long as a goodbye as you want with those two girls. Okay, let's go. I'm hoping that Kenneth told us the truth. But me and Nick, Sergeant Capro, we were kind of just like, he's just leading us on a wild goose chase.
Next road over by the bridge.
That way?
Yes. The body's right down here. Can you get out the license? Can you give me like a 25?
I can't promise you.
I feel like I'm just myself.
When I got out of the vehicle, I felt a lot of stress. I needed to find Tammy Wedgeworth. Kenneth said that Tammy's body would be inside a little gully. I'm looking, and I finally see a piece of plywood. I realized that a human being was just under the plywood. She's here. I know that's Tammy Wedgeworth because you can see an identifiable tattoo. It felt like he just discarded her like a piece of trash.
4 days after Tammy was reported missing.
Hey, I need an unavailable unit to be started. The suspect just led us to the body. I felt this just amazing relief
Just knowing that her family can have some type of funeral for Tammy and not just be wondering where she is.
What I need from you is I need still to sit down and talk to you about it.
It was an accident. We was riding down the road, and I was telling her that then I had a pistol in my hand. Trying to get rid of it, trying to sell it. She said, let me see it, bad boy. So I pull it out. When I pull it out, I go to hand it to her. I'm handing it to her. It goes off. She falls on top. I panicked. Throw her aside, and I hauled ass like one to the hospital. I went to the hospital. She was breathing again. Then quit. When it quit, I panicked.
Did you pull the truck over kind of like where we're at?
Right, this is spot.
You went in the passenger seat and grabbed her?
You were still in the passenger seat. And when I throwed her over the thing right there, I let my look, she's not going to be dead. And I pulled the trigger.
Was she breathing or?
I think it was one of those crimes of opportunity, spontaneous decision.
He just gave me a full confession.
And Kenneth decided at that moment, I want her truck, I'll kill her for it, and that's what I believe he did.
Fairhope PD will notify Tammy's family that her body was found and an arrest has been made.
All right, man. I'll let you say goodbye. You are being charged with murder. You're being charged with 2 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card.
Kenny's girlfriend, Amanda Miller, is charged with fraudulent use of a credit card.
I'm going to make contact with the victim's mother. The family says she's very emotional. Hey, I'm Glenn. The male that we ended up arresting, he was able to not only take us to her, but also give us a full confession.
We're so grateful. We couldn't go for the rest of our lives not knowing where she was.
The boys, it's going to be the hard part. I told them, I said, you know how Mommy hadn't come home this week? And they said, yes, ma'am. I said, Mommy won't be coming home. Mommy's going to be with God. God's going to take care of your mommy.
I got close with her family and just trying to encourage them, we're going to get justice.
All right, thank you so much.
Can I hug you?
Absolutely,
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
But there's always more work to be done. So we passed the baton to the DA's office.
When I first heard of Tammy Wedgeworth's body being dumped on the side of the road, it hit especially close to home because I have 3 boys myself. We wanted this case to be able to move quickly through the justice system. And so seeking life without the possibility of parole was the fastest way to get this case resolved. The homicide unit really built a strong case against Kenneth Colburn. Our possible strengths are the confession that Kenneth Colburn made to Detective Barton. We also have him on video using the victim's credit card, the victim's truck in his possession. Kenneth Colburn had made statements to Amanda Miller about shooting the victim. We also have the defendant's friend who was going on the blind date with Tammy Wedgeworth.
But the defense has a strategy that could change the direction of the case.
We learned that Kenneth Colburn had a history of methamphetamine use.
The public defender's office had been representing Kenneth Colburn, and they determined whether someone's using drugs to self-medicate or they're using drugs recreationally. It could be used to show a voluntary intoxication defense based on methamphetamine usage.
The defense was moving forward under the argument that the degree of intoxication amounted to insanity, and therefore you shouldn't find him guilty of capital murder. We have to prove that he had the specific intent to kill. And we have to have 12 jurors that all unanimously agree. I certainly felt concerned about whether we could get a conviction.
Tammy was a hardworking single mom. She was doing the best she could do to take care of her boys. When Tammy was killed, I was a single mom. And I think as a mother, every day, the goal is to get home to your kids. I think that Tammy was looking for a friend. She kind of found herself in a position where she was talking to strangers on the internet, and it led her to a dangerous place. I know that she would have given over the truck, would have given over her purse, whatever she had, to get back to her boys. I feel sad that her life was taken so senselessly, and Tammy's missing out, and her boys are missing out on time and life together.
This is the confession of Kenneth Colburn. Even though he does ultimately confess, he said that he was high on drugs and had no recollection of what happened due to the drug use.
I can't explain, sir, what happened. I don't know. But that's why I'm telling you, I'm not about to say, yeah, I killed her. But you do remember? I don't remember doing that.
That one statement right there, I don't remember, if you take him at his word as the truth, that means the drug use could potentially be blocking his memory.
Even though Kenneth Colburn ultimately confessed, if a jury believed that he was so intoxicated or high that he didn't know what he was doing, then that would be detrimental to our case. So it's particularly important in confession cases to have other evidence to show the jury why they can believe what the defendant is saying.
With just 41 days to prepare for trial.
In order to corroborate Kenneth's confession, we had to look at witness cooperation. A lot of times witnesses tell police officers things, but testifying is a whole nother ballgame because they're in the courtroom in front of the defendant, the one that they're giving incriminating information against. A lot of times that affects their willingness to come forward.
ADA Davis felt that a second attorney was going to be beneficial. My role in this case was going to be to not only find our witnesses, but to also convince them that they needed to testify honestly.
This is Kenny Colburn's best friend the night he was interviewed by Mobile Police.
When was the next time you saw Kenny or heard from him?
He messaged me the next day, or he called me and said, "Don't be mad at me, Ron. Smoke something for a troll."
What does it mean to you?
He stole a troll. I didn't know he was really told me. I think that day.
He was an essential witness for us because Kenny's friend is the link between Tammy and Kenny.
But Kenny's friend was now incarcerated. He would be presented in court in front of the jury, in jail clothes, in shackles. We were concerned that that may sway a juror to think he would be trustworthy. Maybe he is the actual killer. Another important witness in this case was Kenny's stepfather.
I can work that and said, what he said to me, I killed somebody.
In what state did Mr. Colburn allegedly say this to the relative? Drug use, specifically methamphetamine use, is linked to paranoia. Those kind of things are what you examine the witness on to figure out whether or not this was a valid statement.
But then, a witness who wants to cooperate emerges.
A jailhouse informant contacted our office through his lawyer saying that he was housed with Kenneth Colburn and Kenneth Colburn had given him a full confession.
That's something that happens from time to time. People get bored in jail and they talk about why they're in there. And every once in a while, you'll have one of the inmates that'll come forward and say, hey, they told me some stuff and I'd like to tell y'all. So if for some reason the jury didn't believe Kenneth's confession to law enforcement was legitimate, the jailhouse witness would likely verify the confession. On the day of trial, we were about to start the jury selection process. Tammy's family is there. They've made arrangements to take off work and all their other obligations to be there.
Deputies were sent to retrieve Kenny's friend from federal prison. We had our jailhouse informant. We had Kenneth's family. So we were ready to go to trial that morning.
And then the defense says, we have a conflict with this and that they have something that they need to take up with the judge. So we were just totally caught off guard because it was going to be an issue that would completely derail our trial. On the morning of trial, Kenneth Colburn's defense attorney brought it to the judge's attention that the public defender's office had previously represented the jailhouse witness. They felt that that was a conflict of interest for them to continue to represent Kenneth Colburn on this case. We were totally blindsided by this. because it seems like that should have been discovered at the time that that witness was tendered to them, not on the morning of trial.
The DA's office offers a potential solution.
We said we won't call that person as a witness, and then the conflict doesn't exist anymore.
But the defense reveals that they might want to call the jailhouse witness.
We felt it was a last-minute ditched effort to try to get out of this trial.
The judge listens to arguments from both sides and makes his ruling.
It was just very defeating knowing that we had everything ready to go and this defense attorney's getting off the case and we're starting completely over.
I was devastated for Tammy's mother. She's not in great health. She's been waiting for this day to get justice for Tammy. And now she's being told that this is not going to happen.
The prosecution and defense regroup for a new trial date.
After the public defender's office was conflicted out of the case, 2 private attorneys were appointed by the court to take over this case for Kenneth Colburn.
Getting into a case after the public defender's office, a lot of the work had been done. So we were able to focus on information that might possibly mitigate the sentence to where parole is possible or even an outright acquittal. The discovery is the information, the police reports, the audio video recordings, surveillance video, anything that goes into the prosecution of the defendant for capital murder. And what we look for are ways to suppress that information.
25 days before a new trial is set to begin.
We had another status hearing where Kenneth Colburn showed up in court and wanted to take a plea deal.
It was a pretty clear decision. You're left with a compelling confession that leads the authorities to the body. So this case would have been a very difficult case to go to trial with. So Kenneth Colburn pled guilty to simply reduce the charge from capital murder to regular murder.
Having this case resolved in a timely manner was the fastest way to get justice for Tammy's family. The plea deal that we offered Kenneth Colburn would be a blind plea. And what a blind plea is, you plead guilty, but the sentence is completely and totally up to the judge.
Which meant the judge could punish Kenneth at the bottom end, which was life, or the top end, which was life without parole. Kenneth Colburn did choose to blind plead. It was a calculated decision for a chance at freedom one day as an old man.
1 month later.
The whole point of the sentencing hearing is for the judge to hear everything from the state's perspective and everything from the defense's perspective.
This was the only time in my entire career in homicide that I ever spoke at a sentencing and gave my personal account of how the case affected me. And I just wanted to make sure that Tammy got as much justice as possible.
This was the victim impact statement that was given by Tammy's mother at the sentencing hearing for Kenneth Colburn. Tammy was a beautiful woman. Her boys are still living with the loss of their mother, as are we. They will never understand how you could do that to their mama. Your Honor, I ask that you impose the maximum sentence that you could impose on him so that what has happened to us never happens at the hands of this man ever again.
To see Tammy's mother get up in front of the courtroom and say everything that she's always wanted to say to Kenneth Colburn was incredible. You could just see a weight being lifted off of her.
In 20 plus years of doing this, Kenneth Colburn was one of the most remorseful people that I had ever met. He put it in his own writing. He told the judge this. He had accepted responsibility.
2 years and 3 months after Tammy was reported missing, Kenneth Colburn is sentenced.
The judge ultimately sentenced Kenneth Colburn to life without the possibility of parole.
He will be sitting there for the rest of his life thinking about that night he met Tammy and what he did. I think he got what he deserved.
Just the whole senselessness of it. It's kind of just sad. He could have just dropped her off at the hospital and took off, but Kenneth chose to bring her out here in a dark, lonely area and dispose of her. Hopefully people remember Tammy for the person she was, not for what happened to her that night.
I made a promise to Tammy's mother from the very beginning. I would be Tammy's voice, and Tammy would not be forgotten.